So this online safety bill nonsense has just gone completely bonkers and has made the Labour government go absolutely mad. Nigel Farage was, of course, critical of this because it's really not very hard to be critical of such an overbearing and openly pro-censorship bill. Basically, what the online safety bill is going to do is end anonymity on the internet entirely, and it's also going to cause cascading censorship effects, which we have already seen, and we'll talk about in a minute. And so, in response to this, Labour basically would come out and say, oh, well, then you're not in favour of children being protected. You are, in fact, in favour of people who want to hurt children. You are not interested in keeping children safe online. And this is just, you see, just Labour MPs, the Labour Party. And then Science Secretary Peter Kyle, I assume this is his brainchild, went one further on Sky News. And this is, it's got to be seen to be believed.
I see that Nigel Farage is already saying that he's going to overturn these laws. So, we have people out there who are extreme pornographers, peddling hate, peddling violence. Nigel Farage is on their side. Make no mistake about it, if people like Jimmy Savile were alive today, he'd be perpetrating his crimes online. And Nigel Farage is saying that he's on their side.
I'm sorry.
Not the side of children who are...
I'm going to ask you to clarify. Do you honestly think to say Nigel Farage is on Jimmy Savile's side?
When it comes to online activity, we have seen unfettered access of adults to children via social media. When we put in the age verification, it stops strange adults getting in touch with children. So make no mistake.
This is a major leap. You're going to stick to the fact that you said that Nigel Farage is on Jimmy Savile's side.
Nigel Farage is on the side of turning the clock back to the time when strange adults, strangers, can get in touch via messaging apps with children. We have now asked them to age verify the age in which people can have access to online content so we can protect children from unwanted, dangerous content and also those messaging services where people can get access directly to it. Nigel Farage wants to turn the clock right back.
It's been a week. He's acting like this is settled precedent. But the idea that, Nigel Farage doesn't like our overbearing pro-censorship law that we masquerade as being to protect children, but also contains a slew of, frankly, openly political censorship provisions. And it's like, you know what? He just loves Jimmy Savile. He's just pro-Jimmy Savile. It's like, are you mental? Are you mental? Just absolutely bonkers that you would think that's an appropriate line of attack. No one in their right mind, absolutely no one, thinks Nigel Farage is pro-Jimmy Savile. And it is despicable to level such an accusation. But it didn't stop them. Cabinet Minister also, Transport Secretary, another one, came out and was like, Nigel Farage is siding with Jimmy Savile, siding with predators. And apparently, we hear from inside sources that Starmer signed this off. And it's like, okay, listen, right? This is ridiculous. No one thinks that Nigel Farage, because he doesn't want the government to have overbearing censorship powers on the internet, is pro-Jimmy Savile. I mean, if you think you're winning people over with this line of attack, you're wrong. You are stepping on a rake and making yourselves look like hysterical liars and authoritarian censors. But anyway, Nigel Farage was like, look, that's disgusting, and you should do the right thing and apologise. And he's right. This is disgusting, and you should do the right thing and apologise. But Peter Kyle decided to say, no, if you want to overturn the Online Safety Act, you were on the side of predators. It is as simple as that. It's like, I mean, obviously you got community noted for this. But it's like, sorry, you are a part of the Labour Party. You personally voted against an inquiry, a national inquiry into the grooming gangs, right? So if anyone is on the side, demonstrably on the side, willingly choosing to be on the side of child predators, it is every single member of the Labour Party, and you do this in your votes. You have done something substantive to block a national grooming gang inquiry. And the thing is, this gets so much worse. We learned today that apparently the police in these local areas were also involved. One of the police officers who was actually killed a few years ago was involved as well, like in one particular ward. Like it, we know what you have been doing. You are the party that brought these people here and then gave them license to operate. And then when everyone's like, look, no, we need proper inquiry into this, you fucking blocked it. And you've got the gall to say that someone else is siding with child predators. You are just disgusting, and it's everything, right? Look at this one. 26-year-old migrant who went to the UK with child abuse videos on his phone gave the thumbs up after being spared jail. It's like, oh, it's about protecting kids. It's about just, you liars. You fucking bald-faced liars. No one believes you. No one believes you. You are liars. Nigel Farage is right. You are wrong. It's that simple. And Farage just goes, well, if this act's to protect children, why are you setting up an elite police to monitor comments on asylum hotels? Great question, Nige. Great question. I wonder why. And so Peter Kyle replies, oh no, all this does is prevent children from accessing bad material and prevents people from contacting kids. You know, on platforms like Wikipedia, which could end up being blocked, or Spotify. It's like, sorry, what were these in your list? Like, what are you doing? This is what people are getting when they're talking about political things, because it's not just about children. It is to protect users, quote unquote, from content such as racially or religiously aggravated public order offences or illegal immigration and people smuggling. Content related to illegal immigration. So, all right, that explains it. That explains why this is being censored. I mean, it is just so preposterous that you sit there and go, well, it's just about kids. No, you're using children as a shield for censorship. Everyone can see it. That's what you're doing. And it's crystal clear, and God willing, Nigel Farage repeals this. And the thing is, right, the worst part about this is, I am in favour of preventing children from basically accessing the internet. I don't think children should be on the internet. And so that in and of itself could be isolated and put in and say, no, if you're a child, you're not allowed to access this platform. And the thing is, I'm not even some like hardcore pro and anonymity guy on the internet. I'm not against anonymity. I'm in favour of people being anonymous if they want to be anonymous. But I don't mind if that means that certain websites, such as Pornhub or whatever, they don't get to have access to, right? Yeah, kids shouldn't be able to see that stuff. I agree. But you are not doing that. What you are doing is you're using that as a cover to smuggle in a bunch of censorship, and everyone can see it. And Peace Kyle has just been getting community noted repeatedly over this, because obviously everyone can see that this is happening. And so he went online, and because obviously spikes of VPNs being sold, and so Peter went on on TV, BBC, and was like,
directly thinking of using VPNs, let me just say to you directly, verifying your age keeps a child safe, keeps children safe in our country. So let's just not try and find a way around. Just prove your age.
So for some reason this isn't playing properly, but just literally create a law that bans children from using the internet. So parents won't let their children use the internet. Oh, no. You're not allowed that. They can't sell smartphones to children and various other things like that. You don't have to censor everything in existence. But I mean, as Darren points out, what's next? You know, using a VPN will kill children? As if this is actually the biggest threat to children. I mean, like, come on. We already covered the fact that you guys do not care about children at all and will actually defend predators when you think it's part of one of your constituencies. But it's just ridiculous. And so apparently we're getting reports of people saying that their ISPs are now blocking access to VPN sites. And it's like, okay, that's quite terrifying, frankly, that the government has done that. And the government is like apparently considering a VPN ban following the Online Safety Act, which, as Lynn points out here, is an illustration of just how stupid the Labour government is, because we use VPNs for cybersecurity. That's what they're for. A VPN is to protect you from hackers or whatever else it is online. I'm not some sort of internet expert, so I can't tell you exactly what the thing that they're protecting you from is, but I'm just well aware that if you want protection from malevolent forces on the internet, a VPN is a very good way to do it. This is not a sponsored video. So, and the fact the government itself recommends using VPNs that Labour have just suddenly come out against. This is absolutely clownish, but it's also tyrannical. And because it's tyrannical, the Americans are getting involved. Ron Coleman and Preston Byrne apparently are going to be suing Ofcom to protect Americans from UK censorship because the platform's just rolling this out. This is affecting everyone everywhere, and good for them. Good for them. And this is going to get far bigger than this because the UK government think that they're more important than they actually are, frankly, and this is going to have much wider reaching implications. But anyway, this is preposterous, and the way that the Labour Party have gone about it is fucking disgusting. Absolutely vile, bottom of the barrel politics. And I mean, the fact that they didn't even try to argue their own case. They just came out and said, no, Nigel Farage loves Jimmy Savile. Just, no one thinks that. You are desperate. This is a Hail Mary pitch. Oh, maybe we can just persuade everyone that actually Nigel Farage is in favour of pedos. What, you mean like the Muslim grooming gangs? No, not those pedos. They're our pedos. No, his own pedos. What? Because of Jimmy Savile? He never worked for the BBC. What's Nigel Farage got to do with that? Again, this is state-funded media. It's nothing to do with Nigel Farage. Again, you're more implicated in that than he is. Absolutely vile, but also incompetent. Every time you use a VPN, a child gets molested. It's like, no, it doesn't. What are you talking about? You recommend VPNs because to protect people online. Like, it's so incompetent and it's so obviously evil. And it's so obvious that they're lying about the scope of the thing to try and ram through more and more tight government control of the internet and the country at large. Because that's everything the Labour Party want. They want total control and dominion over the country. Nothing against the state, nothing outside of the state. I can't remember the exact formulation now I'm saying it. They are statists in the most pure sense of the word. And because they think, oh, we're in charge, everything has to bend the knee to us.